Hi, I'm Reverend Edwin Guy, pastor of Victory Christian Tabernacle and Galilee Baptist Church in Brooklyn, New York. This particular video is entitled Resentment, and what I want to encourage everyone that's listening is not to let your relationship get to this point where resentment begins to build. Uh, Even if you feel like you're saying to yourself right now, well, that ship has sailed. I'm already resentful, or my spouse is already resentful, or my boyfriend or girlfriend is already resentful. That doesn't mean that you give up. If you're watching this video, it's because you want your relationship to work. It's because you want to try to do whatever you can to strengthen your relationship. And so it's important that you don't give up, don't throw in the towel, but it's also just as important that you deal with the resentment and try your very best not to allow it to grow. Resentment, unfortunately, can grow when you've tried to have open communication, when you've tried to share your thoughts and vice versa, and and nothing seems to come about as a result of that communication. Uh, it, it, it's tied to another video we did entitled "If It Matters to Them, It's Got to Matter to You." The fact is that when you begin to feel like if you begin to feel like what matters to me doesn't matter to them, or when they begin to feel like what matters to them doesn't matter to you, whether it's conscious or unconscious, resentment begins to build. Now, resentment is a strong word, and I think everyone that's listening to this video, I'm giving you the credit, the benefit of the doubt, that you understand that resentment doesn't come immediately. Resentment tends to come over a period of time when you are constantly ignoring, or if you constantly showing that what matters to them does not matter to you, when you are constantly looking for after the open communication, and you see no you all you do is hear the other person say yes, okay, I'll do better, or we'll do better, or we'll work, and you don't see any result. It grows over time. You don't go from 0 to 10 in resentment. It gradually builds. There is an exception, which we'll talk about another time and another video, but generally speaking, resentment builds, and so the fact is that you can. It's important to try your very best to avoid allowing that situation to grow to the point where the resentment becomes greater and greater, and begins to harden. There might be some resentment, and you may have experienced it. There might have been some issues that you may have had, and somehow with one conversation, or with one special thing that you do, it just brings the temperature down in the relationship, if you will. It allows you or the other person to say, well, okay, well, maybe they were just slow in getting to where they are now, but thank God they're there, and so the resentment begins to diminish, and eventually the resentment can go away entirely. But it's important that when you listen to these videos, that you think about them in terms of you being the culprit, if you understand. Simply, you are the one, not the one that have the resentment for someone, for your spouse or your mate, but that they have resentment towards you. And when you do that, then you are more inclined and more able to do what you have to do to turn that thing around. Resentment, when it gets to a certain point, it can cause all sorts of challenges in a relationship. It will cause some people who may never have given thoughts of retaliation to start to think about retaliation, and those are not things or words, emotion that you want to have in a relationship. You certainly don't want to have an adversarial atmosphere or an atmosphere of resentment in a marriage or in any relationship leading to or towards marriage. If you sense that there's resentment in your relationship right now, and if you sense that you are the cause of it, I would urge you strongly to look at what it is, try to deal with it, and keep in mind that even though you might be, there might be some anger within you because you think that the situation, whatever it is silly and it doesn't matter, it shouldn't matter. But keep in mind, it's got to matter to you. If you want your relationship to work, it's got to matter to you. And resentment becomes so difficult to deal with if it's left unaddressed. So do all that you can to try to dismiss or certainly diffuse any opportunities for resentment to either begin or to grow. Do whatever you can to address it because it can really devastate a relationship. God bless you. We'll see you next time.